Hi, ladies. Well, I'm super excited to be here with you today. Why our sense of security, our sense of worthiness is stopping us from getting our goals, from getting the things that we say that we want, not being able to accomplish a task, not being able to just keep your word. If you say that you're gonna do something and you don't do it, that's lowering your confidence, your self-esteem, and you're creating a loop of mechanism that is making you have lower confidence and lower self-worth. My experience, what I've been through. When I tell you this, after I'm done, sharing all of this wisdom, I want you to ask yourself if this is true for you. If this message is resonating with you, and what can you take out of it? I have my notes right here because I was journaling today. It's writing is the best way that you're gonna get to know yourself. Writing is going to open doors to stories that you have in your head that you didn't know you had in your head, in your mind. We have to access to our subconscious mind in order to change our perspective, change the way that we're thinking, to have different results from what we have so far. All of this work started back in 2021. That's the year when I had a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of teachings. I was asking for guidance. I was asking for courses. I was asking for knowledge to attract, the right people and the right things, the right courses I needed to take in order to, open the doors of my brain to have a broader perspective on things and life. Back in 2021, I had broken up with my boyfriend. I was so caught up in my way of thinking, in my way of doing things. And if somebody else told me their perspective, I would get as easily triggered. I would be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. This is the way that I'm doing it, and this is the right way. So I think many people today, you have two options in every situation, or maybe not even two. Maybe you have countless of options in every situation. There are some people that choose to see their way of thinking until they're old. So the way that they're seeing things, the way that they're thinking, it's not getting them different results. What does that tell you? That yes, it has worked for you in a certain way so far, but you need to change. You have to open your brain to different perspectives, to different points of view to get the thing that you truly desire. So back then, I had just broken up my with my boyfriend back then. I was in a place of, having this uncertainty, this I had lost myself in the relationship. I think many women do. In my way, I was a completely different person when I was in this relationship. So I needed to find myself once again. I needed to remember what was I about. So I got into this coaching and studying how love works, how relationships work. Why was I like such a different person while I was in a relationship? Meanwhile, when I was single, I was amazing. I was this fearless woman, and when I was in a relationship, I wasn't. I was 25. I am now 29. Back then, I wanted to be married and have kids. I thought that's what I wanted because I had, studied relationships and how to get the right man. I just wanted to feel safe in a relationship where it was stable. I never had that. So I was craving this type of relationship. So I started, rotational dating, and it was life changing because I noticed the power that I had in me. I noticed what men were capable of doing if you were just a feminine woman, with her boundaries. Not just, I don't want to say just a feminine woman, because I had balanced my masculinity and my femininity. These two energies are essential when you're in a relationship because if you're too much in your feminine energy, you tend to lose yourself. So I don't want to go. Anyway, that's another conversation. But I thought I wanted to get married and have kids back then when I was 20, 25, turning 26. I had a very interesting prospects. I had, you know, very good prospects, but the one that I stayed with was perfect because he saw me as capable of doing stuff. I know that I pushed him to like the best version of himself, and he pushed me into the best version of myself, and that is what I've been working on so much. I knew very well that this person that I chose between all of these prospects had to match my lifestyle, had to match that he has to love to travel. He has to have an open agenda to just travel, not be in a 9 to 5. This was, this is just my way of being, and I was looking for my perfect match, you know? I didn't know back then that I wasn't ready for that. I needed to do something beforehand. I needed to work on my coaching. I knew I didn't, like, I just had this certainty inside of me that no matter where I was going to get the man, and I also was going to get and do what I truly desire. You know, this varies person to person. And for me, it was everything that I'm teaching now, but I had to build it from scratch. And to build from scratch, you need to feel safe because creation, I cannot feel anxiety while create, you know? So I needed to find a safe space. So that's when I decided I was no longer going to work as a server. I didn't want to be in that scenario anymore. So I decided to go back to Peru for a year. That is when my grandmother, my love, the person who taught me how to love unconditionally passed. And now I'm back, you know? People have always had stuff to say, to comment, to judge. You know, if you don't have tangible results, they're almost telling you, hey, but what are you doing? Why did you get something on the side? You do not have the vision that I have for what I'm building. It's okay if you don't see it, but I don't need your comments right now. You can tell me afterwards. So that was the way that I was feeling, and I'm kind of being drawn to share this story because every desire that you have, if you don't get the result that you say you want, maybe it's for the greater good. Maybe it's because you have something better that you're building. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to get married and have children. Yes, for sure, I would love that. But there was something else before. There was something I needed to do before that. I also wanted to talk about, you know, having the routine to push through of what you're doing, because nobody else has the gut feeling that what you're doing is going to work. You have to push through, be disciplined, and do not expect results to happen overnight. People want to throw in the towel the first time, or the second, or the third, or the fourth time that they've tried it. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work that way. I know, however, I don't want this to be a limiting belief for you because I know that things can happen miraculously. I do not shut myself down for things to happen overnight. However, this is not going to be the case for everybody. This is not going to be the case if you don't put in the work, the discipline, and the routine to favor what you're building. I'm sorry, but this has to do with your self-worthiness and with your confidence and your ability to know that what you're doing will work. It doesn't matter what others say, it's your ability to trust yourself. Hold that thought, because self-worthiness doesn't come from, you know, from the mouth out. It comes from your inner knowing, your inner belief of what you're doing is going to work, because you're doing everything what's in your hands. If it's not, something you can do, you'll outsource, you'll talk to people, you'll talk to people that has been there, you will put yourself out there, and you will not throw the towel the minute it doesn't work, the minute people don't show up, the minute things don't sell. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this because life, it reroutes you. It reroutes you in every way. You know, before I went to school for fashion and I did a beautiful brand, but that led me here. That led me to work in a part of self-worthiness that was visible. To be able to change the norm and to be able to be a part of the marketing and the advertisement and to put a grain of rice to what's out there. The course that I'm doing right now, it's an amazing journey because this is the week where I stop teaching and I show you the way and I show you what it took to become that woman. The art of becoming, that's the name because you get to change the way that your frequency, the way that you're being, to actually being that woman, put it into practice into your life. Why is this self-worthiness and this confidence and this security not letting you do the thing that you say that you want? It's because you don't believe that you have the power. You don't believe because all of your past experiences, all of the past circumstances that you've been in, you've judged yourself, you have failed, or you expect things to be too easy. You expect things to be served on a platter, on a golden platter. You have to notice yourself, the patterns that you have, but also, are you doing this for the greater good, or are you doing this just to get something in return? Because the result is going to come to you very differently if you're asking from a place of lack or if you're asking from a place of overflow. What does that mean, Greta? Oh, let me tell you an example. So let's say if I want to have $10,000 in the bank account this month, and I am very cheap when I get to spend money. I think that there's not going to be enough. I am not going to be able to make that $10,000 if all I'm thinking about is there isn't enough. If all I'm thinking about is, oh, I'm going to spend $10 in this grocery bill, or I'm going to spend $100 in my nails, there isn't going to be enough. If I'm worried, if I have this sense of scarcity, you are not going to get the $10,000. Ideas are not going to come to you because you are stuck in scarcity, in lack, in thinking that you're not going to get it. So creativity has to come from a place of overflow. Creativity happens when you're like, of course, I deserve this. I don't know, the groceries, whatever it is that you're paying right then. Of course, I deserve this, and I'm on the way to be making so much more this month. Ideas are going to come to you like you have no idea. I've chills, goosebumps because this is truth. Say that you're good with money, you're making a lot of money, and you want a relationship. You say that you want the relationship, but there's already a guy who's taking away your energy, who you're with, and he leaves you overdrained. He leaves you like you have no power. He makes you feel a certain way, insecure. You make me, maybe you feel ugly because he doesn't give you attention. You're in this victim mentality. How do you think you're going to allow another person in when you're so focused, when he has taken so much space from your life? What makes you think that there's more space for other people, for another one to step into your relationship? Maybe it's not even a relationship, or it's a situationship, or whatever it is. How do you think you're going to manifest that guy if you have another one that's taking up your power? You're not. You're not. Let's do something else. Maybe you say you want friends and all you do is gossip, or you're going to attract people that gossip, or you're not going to be attracting people. Everything has its right place and right way of working out. You have to do something right now in order to figure out what it is that you want, and like enjoy it. I just did a another class for the art of becoming, and today was about understanding your past experiences and how you could see past them. We're humans and we base our present by what we've been through or what we expect. Okay? If we know that this is true, we have to check ourselves if we're being truly in the present moment, time, moment to moment situations, because otherwise we're going to be judging whatever it is happening right now on our past experiences or on what we expect to happen. That is not serving us because it is lowering our vibration. Each situation that triggers us is a new opportunity for us to heal. It's a new opportunity for us to see things differently and for us to really and truly evolve onto the next version of ourselves. So I invite you now to come into the art of becoming. If you're feeling called to it, your inner self is telling you, this is for me. This is for me to become whole again, for me to become to my truest version of myself. I invite you to come in and join the course. This is the cheapest it's ever going to be. I want you in because it is going to change your life and open your mind to things that you didn't think were there. I don't hold anything back, and I'm very honest in the situations I've been through and the experiences and the knowledge. I don't hold anything back because we are meant to walk this path together. So I'll wait for you there. Oh, another thing before I go is that I will be going and I'll be hosting an event in New York. It's a release what is no longer serving us this May 31st, Saturday. And if you are there, I would love to see you. Send an email if you're interested in the New York City event, and I'll send you the details and I'll send you the invitation. Okay? I love you guys. Otherwise, I'll wait for you in the art of becoming. That version of yourself that you want, that you're holding on to, is no longer serving you. I love you and I hope you have an amazing day, amazing week. Bye.